Welcome to the All Life's Hats podcast, hosted by Tanae Hoffman, where we talk about all life's hats we wear.
Today is special because I get to have peoples on my podcast. So say hello to my good friend Tori. Hi, Tori.
Hi.
Don't mind the voice. I'm not used to having other people on this.
I like it. I've watched your podcast.
Thank you.
I know where it goes.
Oh,
Go
let's
anywhere.
Well, Tori's been my friend for how? Okay. Let's not start down that path because we have arguments about how we actually met.
I already know.
So my memory of us meeting is at a trunk or treat. And it's wrong. But technically it is right because we physically met for the first time at a trunk or treat.
That's true.
But apparently we had conversated before that.
We did, yes. When I first became a licensed loan officer, which was in February of 22, I hit LinkedIn with a bat to make as many connections as possible, and you were one of them. And so we were messaging, we were IMing, as the kids would say.
I
in
don't
2000.
I kind of didn't remember it until you pulled it up after one of our many nights together, which sounds bad, but I'll get into what that. That we finally got to the bottom of it. In the end, we did actually meet before that. So
yes,
I should remember. I mean, you had pink hair at the time, so that would have been a very point to make me remember. But yeah, no,
it's fine.
My bad.
It's fine. Yeah,
yes,
listen.
I love you.
One day we'll bring the pink hair back.
Please.
2020, whenever the rates come back. 25, 4, who knows?
I know
next year.
I know a girl.
Do you?
I know a girl.
Oh yeah, that's
she
right.
loves colors. Like she's always convinced me to do different ones. Like the next one she wants to do is green.
Yes.
But that's for a different reason. But
yes.
Miss Tori here is a loan officer with the lovely Loan Depot.
Yes,
so she stuck with me forever, given my career path of being a realtor. So
yes,
we work together sometimes. Yeah. She's also my friend. We became friends, and we are also part of the lovely catwalk that she made all by herself with her own little brain. Came up with it.
My own
this little women's networking group. Yes. Which I use my excuse to get out once a month away from my family.
Yes.
So
Tori, many things. Yes.
Tori, you do all the things. We were just also talking about how you're an Instagram influencer at this point. So
follow me at Mortgage by Victoria. Thank you so much.
So yeah, she does all the things that I aspire to do. Not the loan part, because I don't feel like arguing people's money. I mean, I have enough of arguing people with them, getting them just to get a house. So you argue with the numbers part. You tell me the numbers, I find them in the house. Basically, that's right. Where we go.
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah.
So much to unpack.
Yes. So first things first, why do you work in mortgages?
I think that would be anybody's answer. I don't think when anybody's in kindergarten, they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a loan officer.
Well, my daughter still thinks I work for Amazon. So,
well, I'm going to try and convince her at her sprightly young age to aspire to be a loan officer because it is fun. It is fun. It does have its moments.
I'm making more on lawyer with her because she loves to argue with people. But
where'd she get that from? We don't know.
I don't argue with people.
You just said that you were arguing.
I don't argue on purpose, though.
Yes. You're defensive of others.
Yeah.
You stand up for others.
Yeah.
Which is a lovely quality.
I try.
So Loan Depot. Why did I become a loan officer? So I spent a majority of my adult career as a salesperson in the car industry. So freshly 18, I became a receptionist and then basically got bullied, thankfully, into becoming a salesperson because they were like, why do you have 3 jobs? Why are you working 90 hours a week? And why are you making $6 annually? You could be doing that, but making some real money. So I said, all right. And, got to pay the rent somehow. So I gave it a shot and I was really good at it and, made a lot of great connections and friends and everything in that way. And then COVID happened, leading into COVID. And I just kind of wanted to, like most people, reevaluate my life and what I wanted to do with my time. And I hadn't had a Saturday to myself since before I started working, which was when I was 16 years old. I was folding clothes at Annie Says. Shout out to Annie Says. Show my age a little bit. I don't know if you know what Annie Says is.
No, but we're not that far off in age, so it might be a reach.
Andy says, and Mandy. Anyway, it doesn't exist anymore is the point because I'm old.
No, you're not. We're the same age.
Yeah.
So if you're old, I'm old.
Well, you are.
We established that fact because I did 90s Kids episode. So.
Yeah. I love it. I'm totally down for that. So then I thought, let me see what I can do. And long story short, somebody that I was working with in the car business left, joined a mortgage company and said, do you want to come with me? And I said, sure. So I did. That was July of 2020. Went over as what would have been or what was my intention was to be some form of production manager or business manager or something like that because it was a small company. They didn't have a CRM. They didn't have a phone system. They didn't have anything. And then basically COVID exploded. Rates went down to 2 or 3%. And they needed a processor. And they were like, actually, you're done doing that. And this is what you're doing now. So that's what I did. And I'm really grateful for that experience because most loan officers don't have that experience as a processor. I don't know any other loan officers actually that have that. I'm sure there are, but personally, I don't know any other ones. And it's really nice because I know everything that goes into the loan. I know what to ask for right off the bat and things like that because I was the paper pusher. I was the one that got the loan really to closing. So now, because of that and just my own personal preference, I am extremely involved, from soup to nuts. I go to every closing. I'm involved. I don't just say, okay, here's your processor. See you at closing. But I really love it. And this, we get to be a part of people's greatest, purchase of their life, and sometimes it is as a result of, something that's not great or whatever, but it is a fresh start, a new chapter, a place to watch your babies grow, I
love the babies and I still the babies of my clients. So
yes. Meanwhile, you're like, only one, but
yeah.
Or 10.
I have one kid, but I still have kids. Well, it's because I can give those babies back.
Yes. Love you.
That one is attached to me to the hip. You've met my child, so you know how attached she is to me.
Yeah, I love her too. Yeah. So that's the grandiose story, and here we are, basically 3 years later since I took the jump.
You've been in the business just as long as I have.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Halloween is actually my 1-year anniversary with my current company, Loan Depot.
So you started a new job on Halloween?
Yes. Yep.
That's kind of funny. That's like me finding out I was pregnant on Father's Day. You would think that's kind of a joke.
Yeah, right? Yes, I did. Yeah, my last day with my old company, which I am very grateful for, just wasn't the right fit, was the Friday before Halloween, which was on a Monday, and that was that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what was the brain, how did you come up with the brainchild that is the catwalk? Because I love it. It's a great networking, I don't even feel like it's network. It's a great night to get out with other women, to be away from everything and just to hang out and connect with others.
Yeah.
When you're stuck in a bubble and working all the time and keeping everything together in your life, it's nice just to kick back and relax, have some food, some drink, and do some crafts.
Mostly drink.
Yes. But it's just so fun. So where did you come up with that? Because I would have never thought of doing something like that.
Well, of course, shout out to you because you are technically one of my founding members and you've been to every one.
I just needed to get out and meet people because like you, I was a new agent and I needed to meet people. And I needed some friends. I needed some adult friends.
Yeah,
really.
It's hard. I just had this conversation with somebody. It's so hard to meet friends these days, because people are just either home, working from home, don't like to leave their home, and whatever else, or they're addicted to their phone, whatever it is, people just don't connect in a way that we used to, but the catwalk came about because of that reason. Of course, I was very new to the industry and it was weird for me because when I was in the car business, I knew everybody and everybody knew me. Because I was in it for so long and I was, established in the company that I was working for a long time and whatever else. And then when I came into this industry, I knew nobody, no one. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go. There's all kinds of networking groups out there. There are other women's networking groups and whatever else. But I wanted to have my own, and really the main reason was because a lot of the groups meet at 7:00 in the morning. And listen,
Nah.
listen, will I be there if you ask me to? Sure.
Do it.
But no. Yes. And also, I don't want to spend, and I don't want somebody to spend $1,000, or whatever, or more a year to go to a BNI or something like that. So, my concept of the catwalk, which was, I'm so proud of that name. I just love it so much. I love it.
Where'd you come up with the name Catbook anyway?
Just came.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it just came to me because I thought, I wanted it to be, feminine forward without it being like girls only, even though it is
It's
girls only.
Yeah. I mean, we did have a
ladies only, I should say.
ladies only, but we did have a man in the one time we had in my house, we kind of had
Oh yeah,
no
But
help.
that's your husband.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He kinda
he
had
was
no
just
choice.
wrangling the cats. Literally. Here we go, pun intended.
Yeah.
He was wrangling the cats. But yeah, so that's kind of how that came about, and it just has. I find myself to be even though I'm a salesperson by trade and all of my family has always been in sales and whatever else, I am otherwise extremely introverted. I don't like to go into unfamiliar situations. And this just felt like something where I had all the control, where I could, create something that I wanted to create. And, you were there for the first meeting and all of them. But it became something that I wanted it to be a joint effort, where we are all seeking, of course, friends, but to help each other as, and aspire to be bigger and better and grow. And, we discuss what time we want to meet and when we want to meet and where we want to meet. And, it's just.
I get it, because sometimes people, it's just be too peoply outside. So I like having the idea of just hang out with my friends. And it's funny. It's not funny, but it's awesome that we've all made friends. We're all cool. Like everybody's met my daughter. So you all know why I run to the catwalk. And I'm usually like a half an hour early. But it's funny.
And stay 4 hours late. Yeah.
But it's funny that we unintentionally have actually worked with each other in different ways. Like we've got Tiff who
It is intentional.
Yeah.
But go on.
We have Tiff at the Village Square with her kids' play place. Haley's already said she wants her birthday there.
Yeah.
We've got April with her daycare. So we have that.
Yeah.
We've got you with the Loan Depot.
Yeah.
I've worked with your mom
Yes.
with Bloom Services.
Shout out, Judy.
Which Judy, I'm like, as soon as she knew it was me on the phone, like she had a professional version. I'm like, Judy, is that you? She said, hey.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like we're helping each other, but we came to connect with each other, but we're helping each other at the same time.
Yeah.
So
that's the goal. That is the goal. And, a lot of places only allow for one loan officer, one realtor, one whatever title company or something like that. And that it makes sense to me, but it also is like, well, what if you're trying to show a house that whoever,
Has a buyer for.
has a listing or or whatever it is. And then you already have a connection. You don't have to have an awkward conversation with another listing agent or whatever it is to be like, hey, I have a guy or whatever happens. It's just easier to work with friends. Yeah. And that's the goal. That's the goal for me is all aspects of my business. I want to befriend who I work with and befriend my clients too.
Hi.
Love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just makes it easier, and the other thing that I said too, when we first started the catwalk and every time too, is that if you leave with nothing but a friend, then the job is done. You know what I mean?
I've left with friends and more. So
Yeah.
And then we have Rocky, who's I just think of commercial because she's helping me with 2 clients
Yep.
that are
Rocky
looking for commercial property. So yeah, it's nice that we have our own little community,
Yeah.
a little village,
Yes.
catwalk village.
Yes.
So where can we find you if we're looking for you? Which sounds so weird, but we're not.
Like physically, do you want my longitude and latitude?
Since you're such the Since you're such the influencer, because I love your content on Instagram.
Thanks.
Where can they find you?
So I am, until very recently, as you know, as you stated, social free, except for LinkedIn, of course. To me, my life is my own, but it's also not that exciting.
You got to show off Bo.
Well, that's true.
Bo,
My beautiful Bernese mountain dog, the most stunning animal to walk this planet, of
And
course, except for
he's-
Tank.
He said, no, Tank's got his issues. Oh, it's a star. Like he's so.
He was. He was
Good
my
in the
post this
camera.
morning. Beautiful angel. I always rebelled against social media and just wasn't my thing. And then I made a pinky promise to somebody, another agent.
I'm like, wasn't me.
Yep.
Because I just started doing video this year, so
Yes.
it definitely wasn't me.
Another agent, Valentina, who's actually the one who suggested Opus Clip for the editing. She was like, dude, you got to get on Instagram. You got to get out. You got to get out there. And I was like, fine. And then we pinky promised. And that evening, I guess I downloaded Instagram for the first time. And this was in March. And I've been posting consistently since then and it's doing pretty good. And I'm watching myself improve, which is really cool. If I look at my first video to now, even though now I do like more silly stuff.
You're having a lot of fun with it. And
Yeah, it's
I really
like
like
so
it.
weird. But the way that I look at it is it's so not serious. And I really took that from, it is, but it's not. Like when I first only had LinkedIn, I thought for what seemed like hours about my posts to make sure that everything was perfect, professional, grammatically correct, like what you should do anyway. But I was like, this is a business profile. People need to know that I'm serious, And then when I got on Instagram, of course, I still thought that. But the more and more I post, I'm like, I'm just going to post something new tomorrow. If this one flops, whatever, And I joke too because currently, I think the video that has the most views, which is like 14,000 something, which to me, I'm like, oh my God, is me cleaning a toilet. So, and the concept and everything I should say is centered around loan officer-isms and real estate and whatever else. And the concept of that video was because it happens to me all the time because I go to open houses, as you know, and will host with you.
Yes, we've done that.
I find myself cleaning up and, whatever, just things are out of place because I'm kind of a whack job. Making sure the toilet seats are closed or whatever. And anyway, it's always the way that the toilet's dirty. And, people check those things. So I showed how to clean a toilet bowl without getting like the splash. And basically you take the brush and plunge the toilet with it so that the water goes down and then you have access to the whole bowl. Now you know. Yep. Shout out to when I worked for Mary Maids when I was 17, 18 years old. Worst year of my life, but taught me a lot of good stuff. Yeah. I can make a bed, 2 minutes. She done. But anyway, so you can find me at Mortgage by Victoria. That's also my website, mortgagebyvictoria.com.
Victoria, but your mom, but we were just going to.
Basically, that's totally true. Yes. Yeah. You know this, but my story of Victoria to Tori is a strange one. Still getting used to it. I went by Tori my entire life, except for my mother, Judy. Shout out, Bloom Waste. And my dad, my brother, everybody in my family called me Tori. And then when I became a professional businesswoman, when I was in the car industry, feeling fancy, wanted to take myself seriously, and everybody was significantly older than me. And I think that also had to play into it because, I work for Mini Cooper, so it wasn't exactly the most serious brand. But I also was dealing with large transactions and money and things like that. And I wanted people to take me seriously. And I thought, Victoria, that's the way. That is the way. And so I went by Victoria for a really long time, which was a weird transition because I went by Tori my entire life. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. And then when I started with Loan Depot, my now boss was like, well, what do you want to be called? And I said, well, some people call me Tori. He said, okay. And the conversation ended. And then I work from home now. So my business card showed up to my house. I opened them up. I was like, here we go. Loan Depot. Tori. And I was like, my mom's going to kill me. So, so Tori just stuck. Everything, I had to update my NMLS to now include Tori so that they wouldn't think I was some sort of criminal.
I didn't even think about that.
Yes. Yeah. I was thinking about that when you said that about your middle name being included on things. I'm sure it's because it's listed on your NMLS.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Because they asked for your full name.
They asked for your full name and also aliases, which technically for me is Tori. Okay. Well, not anymore. But sort of kind of it is.
I never thought about that, but that makes sense now. Well, thank you for coming to my podcast. We definitely have to do this again soon.
Yes, thank you for having me. I love it. This is the coolest studio I've ever been in. It's the only studio I've ever been in, but it is really cool. I love it here. So thank you very much. And I will make sure to shout out the producer. It's awesome. And you guys, of course.
Thank you.
I love you.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
Thank you for checking out the All Life's Hats podcast. Stay tuned for more.